What's up, YouTube? If you're new here, my name is J.R. Smith. I'm a second-year medical student at the Mayo Clinic, and I recently posted a poll on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram if you haven't yet, asking a few things that people want to know about medicine. And since I am happily married, one of the things that a lot of people ask about is how is marriage in medicine. There were a lot of questions that we got about what marriage and just relationships in general look like in medical school. So we wanted to do a quick Q&A. All of this is just really off of the top. So Madison may tell me things that suck about being married in medicine.
No.
But it's gonna be organic. I want you guys, as always, on this channel to see what just the realities of all of this is. And a lot of people want to have relationships in medical school. And so hopefully we'll be able to shed some light on what that looks like. So this is my amazing wife, Madison. If you haven't followed this channel for a while, you may remember Madison because she was actually...
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
Sorry.
I've been begging her to come back in front of this camera. The first question is, how often do you end up having to choose time for med school or your spouse? So I'm assuming that this one is geared towards me. Mm-hmm. And I think one thing that I've tried my best at doing is making sure Madison feels like a priority. And a lot of the times I have to choose doing school-related things, but it doesn't feel like I'm choosing them over Madison. It feels like I try to schedule my school-related things in a way that opens up time for me to spend time with Madison. In terms of when I just have busy days, there are times where I may be in my office for the whole day almost. But one thing that I've tried my best at is going back to what I just said, and I try to stop my work at 8 p.m. every day so that I can consistently choose Madison in the evenings. And so I think having a consistent time where I get to choose Madison makes her feel like she's still a priority and allows me to still get my schoolwork done. So I don't have to go back and forth of schoolwork or Madison. I know I can commit the day to school and the evenings to family time. Mm-hmm. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, the med school part, they choose when you have to be somewhere. So that's something that be ready for.
Yep. Yeah, schedules are out of our hands.
Yes. Yeah, you can't reschedule. The dynamics, good and bad, of marrying someone who doesn't do medicine.
So I suppose this one is kind of also for me too. I think it's good because it forces you to get out of this world of medicine. Med school and just medicine in general, you're like in this funnel of everything is medical school and everything is medicine. And since Madison, she's an elementary PE teacher, you know, I get to talk, and a coach, I get to talk to her about her kids that she's teaching in PE. I get to talk to her about her kids that she's coaching on the track or basketball too. And it just makes life bigger than medicine, which is amazing.
Yeah, just like any outlet. And all of your classmates have some outlet.
Right.
You know, and YouTube is an outlet for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Talking to you guys helps.
Yeah.
The bad. What would you say is a bad about, so you're not in medicine.
Right.
But you do know a lot about medicine. She actually knows, she knows more than I do in a lot of stuff. But not having your focus on medicine, what would you say is like something bad about being married to someone where their world is medicine?
As a teacher, our careers are a lot different with, like, scheduling is, like, hard, because I know I'm at school from, you know, in the morning until, like, 6 if I'm coaching, and so, like, I know when I get to come home, but, you know, as we start to, like, go into residency and stuff, I don't know when you're gonna be home.
Me neither.
I mean, it's not a bad thing necessarily, but just something that's just kind of an unknown with like schedule and career wise. But I don't know. I don't really think of anything as bad.
That's good. Does Madison have any ill feelings working while you're, quote, just in school or just going to school? I think this one is for you.
Oh, absolutely not. Your school is work right now. So even though that we're paying to go to work.
She goes to work to pay so that I can go to school, which is my work.
Yes. But no, it's all good. we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah. And I think that mentality is huge for somebody. If you are married to somebody who is in medical school, to kind of take on this supporting kind of mentality, not only emotionally and mentally and all of that kind of stuff with dealing with somebody who's going through a stressful process, but to take on like the financial support too, is very relieving for me. So I think that that's something that I really appreciate.
Yeah. What are 3 advices to maintain a healthy relationship during med school?
I think this is one of those questions where it's like, any advice to maintain a healthy relationship, period, are going to apply to maintaining a healthy relationship in med school.
But if you were to just pick, so
you pick 2, I'll pick 1.
We were married before you were in med school, and what have we really had to focus on during med school?
I'll pick 1. 1 is communication, and
that
it goes
was mine.
back. Oh, too late. Stole it. I think communication, and you guys see it. That's how important it is, because like Madison was saying, scheduling is tough. You know, my schedule isn't in my own hands a lot of the times. Like, you avoid a lot of conflict as long as you guys are both on the same page, and to be on the same page, you have to communicate. So I think that would be 1.
I think understanding. Understanding the time commitment, understanding some units are going to be more challenging, more time consuming than others. You might be able to study on the couch, or you have to be in here really late studying. So, and with research, and now you're going to be more in the clinic. So it's just, I think understanding is a big thing.
Like having a significant other, a partner who can give you grace is huge. And Madison does that, I think. So I told you have 2. I gave my 1. So we got communication, understanding. What's another one?
Selflessness.
I like that. That's a good one. What do you mean by that?
Whatever my needs or desires or wants are, to put them after I put yours first. Yeah, no, and
it goes like both ways, right? Too, because I have to be selfless as well. And medical school is one of those things where there's always something that you can do. But am I going to prioritize doing that based on whatever feeling I may be feeling in the moment, taking on a few more research projects, shadowing a bit more, staying a little later to shadow? Or am I going to be, because that's thinking about self, that's thinking about career progression, my own kind of thing. Or am I going to be thinking about Madison? I'm going to, get done everything that I need to get done, which can be difficult for Madison at times. And that's where that grace and understanding, and I'll be able to communicate the things that I need to get done. And that's that communication. But when do I have opportunities where things that I don't have to do, and I can focus that on fulfilling Madison's needs and not doing extra things to fulfill my own extra needs? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think what can help with establishing what selflessness looks like is boundaries.
Huge.
Facts.
Wow.
Next
question. What boundaries have you both set? I briefly touched on this, and this is one that I've personally tried to set for myself, and it's not doing work in my office work past a certain time, in the evenings. I started medical school, and I would be in here really late, and I'd be in here really early in the morning, and those were times where we just didn't really get time together. But I've told myself that I want to be out of my office by around 8 p.m. every day, even if I do end up doing work on the couch or laying in bed doing something. And
because that's how you relax.
I relax by doing work, y'all. I got issues.
Advantages, disadvantages of being married in med school. It's kind of like the good, bad.
Yeah, but what's a disadvantage?
I mean,
I want you to roast me.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Someone looking in from the outside, probably dang, how do they have one salary?
Where's the money coming from, y'all?
Yeah, I don't know. Advantages. We have a doctor in the house.
I like that. One thing that I'm super looking forward to is being like the doctor of the family kind of thing, with her parents, my parents, just the family.
Yeah.
It's something that I think I'm going to take pride in. From the student standpoint, I think one advantage is just having a constant stream of support we were talking about before, emotionally, financially, mentally. Just, there'd be times when I'd be in here, especially early at the beginning of the year when I was stressed out trying to figure out how I learned, and it was a brand new experience, and I'd be in here and it'd be 9 p.m. and Madison would come in with, some tea and rub my back for 5 seconds, say she loves me, and I would have a new burst of energy. Whereas if I was just by myself, I probably would be digging myself into a hole, not knowing what to do with myself.
And forgetting to eat.
And I do forget to eat sometimes. But I think, just having somebody who is always there, who you can always rely on, is really, really, really valuable. I can't see a disadvantage to not being married. I think, one disadvantage that I will say is that, especially as someone who's pursuing a very competitive specialty, surgical residencies
True.
are super busy. One thing that worries me is not being able to be the family man and fulfill the responsibilities that I want to as a family man with that busy of a schedule. And so if I wasn't married, for example, I wouldn't feel that responsibility to be the type of family man that I want to be. But since I am married, I have that responsibility. I have that desire to have that responsibility. And so, knowing how busy things can get worries me at times. But that's why we have those 3 things that, we fall back on: communication, grace, and selflessness. And when the times are busy, we'll fall back on those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to know about your relationship with God, if any? How do you balance faith, school, and work? Well, we both have a very strong relationship with God. We are very passionate about our faith, which is, one of the things that draws us together. And one thing that can be tough is when you are both busy, it can be tough to work on your faith. And so we came in with a foundation of having a strong faith. But one thing that I think we want to do, and we think about it in some, it's always kind of a roller coaster of trying to establish time on a consistent basis where we work on our faith. So our faith is
Together.
Solidified together.
Yeah.
Whether that's doing Bible studies together, devotionals together, just praise and worship together, going to church on Sundays. COVID shut churches, in-person churches down.
I feel like we haven't been able to get back into a rhythm of life.
Yeah.
So definitely going back to church.
Yep.
Now that we're vaccinated and.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think having like rhythms of things, like if we established every Sunday we're going to church, then it's like a habit, and then we get to work on our faith together on a weekly basis. And how you balance faith, school, work, I think is all playing into that idea of like getting into a rhythm of things. And so, for example, I go and I work out at the same time usually every day. School is for the most part the same time. My evenings are, almost the same kind of thing. If we were able to go to church every Sunday, it'd be the same kind of, so like that rhythm of things kind of allows me personally to work on autopilot. And then it helps me balance things because like certain times of the day or certain days are already established to be doing something that I don't have to try to think about what I need to be doing and how I'm going to balance it, because it's already kind of written out in a balanced way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think of like things meshing and like flowing with each other instead of like separate things. And so like teaching, like I'm going to show my kids like grace and love and patience, and like I want them to see Jesus through me. And you can do the same for your patients, and being able to have them embedded instead of having to have them separate and balance them, but to just have them work throughout the whole day together.
I like that. What to look for in a partner if one is planning to start med school in the next few years? I like this question, and we've already touched on the answer of it, but it's somebody who is just patient, who can, really values grace and this kind of understanding that Madison mentioned. So those 2 things are, I think that we already mentioned are important. And this goes to the other person too, because, I need to be able to have grace and understanding. Madison's schedule, like she said, can get busy sometimes. She could be from 8 to 6, and that may be on a day where I don't actually have much to do, but she is teaching and coaching and doing all these awesome things, and I want to be just as supportive of her as she is of me. So of course it's a two-way street. But those things are important, and I think something else is being able to kind of appreciate the long haul of this thing. It's not gonna be, you know, oh, in 2 years we have something to really. It's like in a decade, you know, my schedule may be something that I can control more. And somebody who can look that far out, and be okay with kind of this delayed gratification of the journey to becoming a doctor and this career in medicine. You know, it's something that students have to appreciate, delayed gratification of this experience. But I think when you're looking for somebody else too, I think they should share in that ability.
Yeah, someone who's content in the present. And willing to move and pick up their life where they're at.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So this one is for Madison. Is it lonely? If yes, how do you deal with the loneliness?
Sitting in your office all
That's
day
fair.
by yourself. At times there can be. How do I deal with it?
Netflix.
I deal with it a lot of different ways. Going on walks with Blaze, reading, journaling, praying, listening to music. I like to clean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and some streaming TV, but I'm not lonely that often because I stay pretty busy.
Yeah, I think the fact that we're both very busy helps with that. I think if Madison wasn't working, for example, or wasn't coaching and was just working, because she works harder than I do, and so the fact that she's so busy, I think helps. But for me, sometimes when I am just sitting in here all day by myself, I do feel like the craving of, okay, I need to go and just hang out with Madison. And being with the first year of medical school, primarily, you know, I was going to lecture virtually. We didn't have too many in-person experiences, so I can see going and being in the clinic for all day, and even though I'm around a ton of different people, I can be around a ton of different people, like, but if I'm not around Madison for too long, like, I'll still feel that sense of loneliness. And so I can see it being more of a challenge when I'm in the clinic all day or doing those type of things, and not having the ability just to walk out of my office and go and watch some Netflix with Madison. I can see it being more of a challenge then, but I think, again, the best way to deal with it is any form of communicating to Madison helps me, whether I send a quick text message when I'm, you know, walking down the hospital halls to Madison, seeing how she's doing, or take a quick picture of me and send it to her and say I love you, or just, you know, something like that. And you know, that always helps fill my cup.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, one more. This is your girl. You gotta answer this one.
When are y'all going to multiply? Ooh. Well, do you see the shirts? Tell them, babe.
We are she
You can say we.
is currently pregnant, y'all. So we are actually bringing and raising up in that little tummy of hers our first baby. We recently found out, one of the reasons that spurred me wanting to create this video was to share just the excitement and the amazing news that we have regarding this excitement. And I think it's also valuable because, you know, we're talking about marriage, we're talking about relationships, but to also be able to talk about having children along this path, and, you know, having future videos where we get to do that, I think is going to be very valuable. But to answer the question, we currently in the process, girl. We currently multiplying in the process.
We're evolving.
We evolving. The family
Team Smith
is evolving. It's real. It is real.
Coming up.
New season of life. We actually just bought a home, so this background that some of y'all may be used to is actually going to be changing up here soon. Have a new little YouTube studio, new home with a little baby room, a new just season of life. And I am so blessed and just excited to walk through that season with Madison. And I am excited to show you guys that it is possible to be married, to have kids, to do all this stuff and still be in medical school, or to still go out through this process of trying to become a doctor. Oh, because we got a baby, y'all know, if y'all want to show some love to us, I mean, just look at this. You got to show some love to this, right? Like, but no, I am gonna have a link to our little baby registry. So if you do want to show support, check out the link in the description. We're gonna have our little baby registry up there. I'm gonna keep you guys updated with the progress of this baby being formed, the progress of us moving into the new house, just all the new season and everything. Instagram usually finds out first about all that stuff. But if you do,
we wanted to make a video and tell you about our life updates because you're a part of the family.
Oh yeah, see, you guys are just the community right here, and we appreciate you guys and you guys' support and everything. So if you guys want to show a little extra support, check out that baby registry down there. But of course, you guys keep evolving like the family is currently doing, and we will see you guys in the next one. We're looking into that guy.
Oh, thank you. I would have been looking at myself the whole time. Just can't help it.
That's why I'm looking at you too, because I can't help it either. All right. What's up, YouTube? If you're new here, my name is J.R. Smith.
I'm Maddie Smith. A spider bite you downstairs?
Maybe. How about that?
That looks good. Maybe in the middle of us?
Yeah. How about that? Who that girl? How about that? All right. Go time. We got this. Give me some.